September was supposed to be the month where I chill, but as usual, I have no chill. I'm participating in 2 readathons, 1 challenge, and I have way too many commitments. Let's talk about it. Hello lovely book dragons, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Joana and I love to talk about books on this channel, specifically fantasy books. And today I'm gonna share with you my September TBR. And I am so very excited for this September TBR because I decided that for my birthday month I wanted to play a TBR game. It always sounds so fun to me to play a TBR game, and just a little challenge, a little game to play for your birthday. How better to have a birthday month than with a TBR game? And so I contacted one of my best friends here on BookTube, Stephanie, over at Stephanie's Bookverse, and she plays a monthly TBR game called TBR Star Hobb. And I contacted her and I asked her if she would want to film a couple of roles for me, and that's what she did. So with TBR Star Hobb, what happens is you have the board, which you'll see in a second, and then you start at the bottom and you have to make your way to the top. You have stars, moons, and suns, and then when you get on those mean different prompts, but there's also wormholes and black holes, and when you hit a wormhole or a black hole, you have to go all the way back to the previous one. So this means that you can have a ton of rolls. You can have like 26 books or whatever it is. She had 16 one time. So here is my September TBR. I'm also participating in Shardathon. I will leave the announcement right up here. It is a very chill 2-week readathon that I'm co-hosting with Sophia, with Stephanie, and also with Jessie over at the Bookish Mom. I will leave the announcement, like I said, up here. And I'm also participating in the magical readathon hosted by G over at Book Roast. So let's talk about the books that I want to get to. I have a stack here of things that I would like to get on my TBR, but if I don't, I will have to see. Sorry to all the people that I've committed to. So let's start the TBR game and go for roll number 1.
Okay, so I am really excited to be playing TBR Star Hobb for Joana. Let us hope that it's nice to her. Okay, roll number 1. We get an 8. Okay. Oh no! Oh, that is unfortunate for you, Joana, but we have nowhere to go back to. So the good thing about the first wormhole is you don't have to go backwards because there's no wormhole before it, but you do have to pick a wormhole book.
Oh, and it starts off bad. We have a wormhole. Well, like Stephanie said, the good thing is it's the beginning of the board, so I cannot go back, but I do have to go and pick a series that I have ongoing and continue on with that. So I will leave my ongoing series right up here, which you can check out that video. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a random number generator on my phone, and then I'm going to get a series that I need to continue on. So I have 45 ongoing series, if I'm not mistaken. I already added some that I started in the month of August, which you'll see in my August wrap up. I'm very nervous because there's some series here that I really don't want to continue on with, and there's some that I would love if it picked because it would be good. Number 26. So what is number 26? I'm so nervous. So my screen recorder number 26 is, it doesn't start at 1. So the first one is actually number 2. So we're gonna go to number 27. And that is The Burning by Evan Winter, which means I have to read Fires of Vengeance by Evan Winter. Okay, this is a book that I started in January, and I was definitely planning on continuing on with it. The good thing is, once I have finished this book, I can move the whole series to my Caught Up With series. I don't have to, there's no other books that I can read. So that is a good thing, but it is a very big book, and I already have a lot of big books on my TBR. But I am going to be reading The Fires of Vengeance. I am still 100 pages in, but I will have to restart it because it's been months since I read those 100 pages, so yay. Roll number 2.
Okay, next roll. Let's hope it's nicer than the first one. 7. I think that's good. A star, and we get, oh, a book with a beautiful cover. That should be pretty easy. Just any book that you think the cover's pretty.
Okay, so beautiful cover, that is quite easy. I am gonna use this prompt to squeeze in my buddy read of Blood and Honey by Shelby Mahurin. This is a sequel to Serpent and Dove, which I read in the month of August. Spoiler alert for my August wrap up. And I also filmed a vlog for Serpent and Dove. This one I am buddy reading with a bunch of friends. I know Sam was participating, but he decided not to continue, which is fine. But this should be buddy read then with Ali and Vish and Abby and Sophia and Grace, and I think Katie's also reading them, but I don't know if Katie will get around to reading Serpent and Dove on time. But yeah, so I'm squeezing this one in because it has a very, very beautiful cover.
Okay, roll number 3. A 9, moving along quite quickly. Moon, And we get a book with a weapon on the cover. Hopefully that's not too bad since you like fantasy.
Indeed, Stephanie, as a fantasy reader, reading a book with a weapon on the cover is quite easy, and I have just the right book for this. In the month of August, I started a new series, spoiler alert again for my wrap-up, but I need to read the sequel because it is also a buddy read, and that is The Blackest by Brian Lee Durfee. This is a chonker, guys, and here you have a sword. So this totally counts. This is a buddy read with Abby and with Sam, same people as somebody reading Blood and Honey with. And yeah, I read the first book. I absolutely loved it. I gave it 5 stars. So it is just natural to put this one on, and then I'll be also caught up with the series. So that is a very, very good thing. I haven't mentioned really what the first books in this series are about because I'm going to be doing my wrap up very soon for the first books. But anyway, I do link every single Goodreads page of every book I mentioned in the description of my video so that you can go in and check out what they're about, because I don't like knowing what my books are about, and since these are a lot of sequels and you'll hear probably a lot of it in August, so that's why I am not really mentioning what they're about. But basically Serpent and Dove is a fantasy romance where a witch and a witch hunter have to get married, and the first book in the Blackest series, in the 5 Warrior Angel series, is The Forgetting Moon, and we follow a cast of characters where there's prophecy in this world and a ton of like malice / Game of Thronesy things, which you knew I was gonna love that. On to the next roll.
Next roll, we don't want a 4. We got a 6. Okay. Another moon. And we get a book set in a different country. So since you love fantasy, this does actually include different fantasy countries as well, if you want to go that route.
Set in a different country, and because Stephanie said that I can use a book set in a different country that's a fantasy world or fantasy country, I am gonna take the advantage and put a book that I'm so excited to get to, and that is The Poison Song by Jen Williams. This is the final book in the Winnowing Flame trilogy. As I'm filming this, I finished book 2 yesterday, and I just can't wait to continue on. The first book is The Ninth Rain. I have a full live show that I did with my friend Ali over at Kissy Reads. I will leave it linked up here, where we talk about the first book. There's spoiler-free section and then the spoiler section, and I can't wait to continue on. And this one is definitely set in a very, very cool and unique fantasy world, and pretty much I love this series, and I can't wait to see how it finishes out. And plus, I'll be finishing out another series. I'll be catching up with so many series in September. This sounds great.
Okay, really anything but a 5. A 4. Okay, that one's fine. Okay. Oh, and at least now there is no way you will hit the black hole. TBR vet. So pick a book that has been on your TBR for a long time.
A TBR vet, which is super exciting because this fits on with quite a few of the other readathon prompts, so I'm very excited, and it looks like we're almost at the end of the board. So as a TBR vet, I am picking Bands of Morning by Brandon Sanderson. I have owned this book for years and years and years and years, but because I had never read the other books, I couldn't, and actually I am now caught up, and Bands of Morning is the September Cosmere Unbounded buddy read book, and therefore I am going to be reading this one. This is the final book in the Mistborn Era 2 series that is now out, so it's the 3rd book, but it's really the 2nd book because Alloy of Law is a bridge book, so this is the 2nd and final released book. We will be getting the final book, the actual last book in the series next year. So once again, when I read Bands of Morning, I will be caught up with another series, guys. This is incredible. September is looking like a very good month for catching up on series for me, and that is great.
Okay, and it doesn't really matter what we roll, but we got a 9, and woo, you have completed TBR Star Hop. You now just have to do the spinner wheel, which is my personal favorite part of the game.
Okay, we're on the last round. This is the spinner round. I remove my chair because I have 10 seconds to find a book. I rearranged my shelf, so I hope I'll find things. So let's see what the spinner says, and then we have 10 seconds to find a book. Let me already set my timer for 10 seconds because, oh my gosh, this is the one that I'm really scared about. So let's see what it is, and then I'll switch on over and see. Okay. 3-word title here. Ship of Magic. Ship of Magic. Perfect. Did it in, I had 3 seconds remaining. Okay, if things have changed, I'm really sorry because as you saw, I had to make some space. I had some books out that I wanted to read and that I was like, okay, I hope I can get these on the TBR Star House TBR. And 3-word title. I have Ship of Magic by Robin Hobb. I am gonna read this, guys. I promise you. This has been on so many TBRs, so many videos where I say I'm gonna be reading this one, and I haven't gotten around to it yet. But this is the time, this is the month. I'm buddy reading this one with Sophia, with Sophia's thoughts. Ship of Magic. This is the first book in the Live Ship Traders trilogy, which is the second trilogy in the Realm of the Elderlings by Robin Hobb. I love Farseer so much, and I can't wait to get to this one. All I know is that there's sentient ships and family drama, and I can't wait. So this plus Bands of Mourning is my TBR Star TBR. This is very ambitious. So let's see how we can get these into the buddy reads and the readathons. And there's technically 2 more books that I have to squeeze onto here. We'll see. The first readathon that I'm participating in is, of course, the Shardathon Readathon, which I am co-hosting. Like I said, I'll leave the announcement up here. And the first prompt is Waxilium Ladrian, a book you think you should read. And for this one, I'm putting Bands of Mourning because I should read it before the live show. I should read it because it is the Cosmic Unbounded pick. I should read it because it's Mistborn Era 2, and this is a Mistborn Era 2 buddy read. I mean, readathon. So I should read this one, so I'm putting it in there. Prompt number 2 is Wayne, a book you think you'll have fun reading. Again, I'm picking Bands of Mourning because I think it will be a lot of fun because the characters here are a lot of fun. This series is a lot less intense than Era 1, but I do enjoy it a lot, so I think this one is perfect for this. A book outside of your comfort zone. Okay, this one is the one where I'm struggling a tiny bit, but I think I'm going to go with Monstrous Volume 2. I love Monstrous, absolutely, but I don't reach for graphic novels a lot, so I think I'm gonna pick that one. But I'll see as the week goes because I'll be at work during the readathon, so I think I'm gonna be nice to myself and pick that or another graphic novel. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Then Steris Harms, we have a book within your comfort zone. So I'm gonna pick Bands of Mourning because it is by my favorite author, Brandon Sanderson, in a series that I already love with characters I'm already attached to. Bands of Mourning. And then Harmony, a book you're excited to read. I'm actually going to switch things up a bit for the Harmony prompt. I could pick, of course, Bands of Mourning because I'm very excited to get to it, but I'm putting in Ship of Magic because I'm super excited to get to this. And I'm buddy reading this one with Sophia during Shardathon, so I'm very excited to get to this one. And if I look at the bonus prompts, we have a recent addition to my TBR. So for a book that is a recent addition to my TBR, I actually just went up and got it, and that is Monsters Volume 2. This is also the one I'm going to pick from outside of my comfort zone, just because I'm not so used to graphic novels. I don't read them very much, but I'm very excited to get to this. So this is going to be a Shardathon easy prompt to fulfill, and it's fulfilling 2 prompts, so perfect. Then we have Feruchemist or Fairy Chemist, and for that one we have a TBR vet, which I'm picking Bands of Mourning, of course, and the last prompt is a sequel, which I'm picking Bands of Mourning. You heard it. So Bands of Mourning is fulfilling almost all of my prompts for this readathon. I really should have gotten the book. It's downstairs. I'm sorry about that. But I'm also going to be reading this and this during that readathon. And like I said, I'm also participating in the Magical Readathon, and for that one I've already created my character. I'll show her here. That's her. I called her Ventus. She is a air earthling from Eartheria, or however you said that. So I'm not going to read every prompt, and I don't think I'm going to do her character prompts yet. I will see, because the character prompts you can do until April, so I will see. If some of them match, I will do the character prompts, but if not, not. But in the month of September, it's the novice path that we have to do, and we have a few prompts, and I'm going to see which ones I can accomplish. You'd only have to do 2 prompts to succeed, to win the readathon, so I think I'm pretty good. The first one is The Novice Path Entrance, a book with a map in it. I'm pretty sure that the Blackest Heart has a map in it, so I'm going to be counting that one. Here it is. Here's the map. I'm counting this one for that. Then we have The Ashtorn Tree, a book that keeps on tempting me. For that, I'm picking, of course, Ship of Magic, because I have been meaning to read this book for so long, and I've been wanting to get to it, and I keep on putting it off for I don't know what reason. Here it is. The Mist of Solitude, read a standalone. If I can get to this book, and this is really a big if, because I don't know if I can. If I can, I will read Mrs. Death by, what's her name? Selena Godden. I don't know much about this. I don't even know what genre this is, to be honest with you. I saw Books and Lala read this, and she loved it. And we don't have similar reading tastes, but when she was talking about this book, I felt like I was gonna love it. And this book is also partially told in verse and stuff like that, so I think it will be a quick read, so I'm gonna put it on this TBR, and maybe I'll get to it. Then we have Ruin of the Sky, a book with ghosts or haunted house or anything supernatural. Honestly, maybe I can count Monstrous for that, because it has a monster in it, so I'm gonna count that. Then we have Obsidian Falls, a book that's a mystery or thriller. I don't have anything like that on my TBR, and I don't plan on reading one of those. Tower of Rumination, a 5-star prediction. For this one, I'm going to be using The Poison Song by Jen Williams. I've given every book in the series 5 stars so far. I cannot imagine that this book is going to disappoint, so I'm going to pick this one because you can't double up on prompts, otherwise I would, but I'm picking this one. And then finally, we have Aurelium Academy, a book in a school setting. I don't have a single school setting on here, and I am not going to put one on here because the TBR is already huge, and I don't think I'll get to it, so if I get to it, I will. If not, I won't, but I guess we'll see at the end of the month, because this is already a very, very big TBR. I say that, but I haven't mentioned 2 behemoths that I kind of said I would read with people this month. The first one, Angela, you can click away now. Yeah, guys, I said I was gonna buddy read this. This is The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan, the first book in the Wheel of... I can't even say it. The first book in the Wheel of Time series. I'm going to try this. I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to do this one mainly on audio because I've heard a lot of things that make me think that this is going to be a series that I'm going to want to listen to. It's here. It's here. I'm going to give it a go. That's all I can say. And then there's another book that I said I was going to read. And this is because... technically there's 2 other books. I'm thinking of another one, but I already told Grace and Ben that I don't think I can read Autumn War this month, because now you know, Grace and Ben, now you know why I can't read it with you this month. If I get to it, I get to it. If not, you know, you can read it without me, or we can read it in October if you guys are willing to wait, because you see why. Now you know. But there's another book that I've been meaning to reread for a very long time. For a year now. It's been a year. And 2 of my favorite people on BookTube, and one of my closest friends, Klaus, I love Klaus. Klaus is awesome. And Ryan, I love his channel. Ryan is amazing. We've had a lot of Senlin discussions, and Ryan has an amazing channel. They're hosting a Lord of the Rings read along, and it's starting in September. And I really, 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 really want to reread this series. I read it last year for the first time ever. I think about this series all the time. It definitely has a spot in my all-time favorite trilogies of ever because of how much I think about these books, of how much I love them, even having only read them once. And I want to reread this. I really, really do. Not only to support my friends, of course, but because I really want to. But it's The Lord of the Rings, and we know this is not like, oh, easy breezy, and you can just read it quickly. Plus, I said that I wasn't going to reread stuff a lot because I need to get through TBRs and through stuff like that. But it is on here. I'll try, but I can't promise anything. And I'm looking at this stack that's complete, without Bands of Mourning, and I want to cry, because that's my September TBR, guys. That's it. I can never do this because I'm going to be on vacation. Yes, I'm going to be on vacation, but I don't think I'm going to be reading a lot on vacation because we're going to go. We're actually going away for the first time in like a million years. And maybe we'll read a lot, but maybe we won't, because we want to enjoy, you know, the sun and go walk and go sightseeing and go swim. So, guys, plus I'm back at work, like, in the office 3 days per week, so I read a lot less since then, as you'll witness in my August wrap-up, which is coming your way very soon here. So why am I doing this to myself? I don't know. Do remember that Bands of Mourning isn't in here, but this is the stack. So yeah, this is what we're planning on reading in September. I don't know who we is, because I'm alone to read these. You're not going to help me. So, wish me luck. If you've watched this video until now, please, please, please do yourself a favor. Don't be like me. Don't sign up for 200,000 buddy reads. Don't play TBR games. Don't join readathons. Just be a mood reader. I remember those days. Those were easy days. But yeah, that's it, guys. I have no words. This is the first time I feel like really daunted by my TBR, because usually I'm like, I put 16 books on and I'm like, whatever. But yeah, I'm looking at this bad boy stack and like, I kind of wish I hadn't signed up for these 2, but I want to. Like, that's it for me today, guys. If you've made it this far, just leave the emoji you want to leave. I have no power to think of anything right now. Let me know in the comments down below if you want to buddy read any of these. I mean, why not, right? Why not? Why not add to the madness? And yeah, let me know what you're planning on reading in the month of September. And until next time, happy reading. Bye, guys.